Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Inflewence, and I'm here today to talk about Legends scale Transformers, or for lack of a better term, MP Legends scale, because I know recently Legends have blown up, and I think there's a few reasons for that. I know a lot of people, I see a lot of people asking about Legends these days, and there's a lot of reasons, I think, for this this change. So we can get to all the Legends companies. I collect Legends. I don't collect all of them, but I don't know all of them. I don't know everything about all of them, but I do know some about a lot of them. We got there's an abundance of companies now. We got MFT, which is Mech Fans Toys, not to be confused with regular Fans Toys. And they started off like I think KO and DX9's products, but then they got Mechanic Studios, which is their own little products. You got, I think there's another one that's associated with them. I can't think right now. Then you have DX9. Some of the older ones, we have DX9, Unique Toys, Iron Factory, which is still going strong. Iron Factory still doing their thing. DX9 and Unique Toys. I think DX9 has some ties with New Age, which New Age also is one of the players. Magic Square, which is probably their direct competition. What else? And even I know people have thrown in the mix recently Mastermade. Now, I don't consider Mastermade a Legends size product, but they are about the size of a Legend size product. Most of Mastermade's products are city bots or bigger bots. Like they have Commander, Optimus Prime. They have Overlord, which is probably where their single bots that aren't city bots stop. Then they have all the city bots. And now they have Devastator. But what I didn't know about Devastator, I know I said it's not really a Legend scale product, but a lot of people are looking at it as a Legend scale product. And I may have to take those words back, because when I get it, I will review it. But I did see someone post a photo of the extra parts on the products. It makes the proportions a little bit better, and the head smaller, so it's a regular head. So you may be able to use that as a Legend size Devastator that looks a little bit bulkier, like you want Devastator to look, compared to, like, say, a DX9's Devastator or the Mech Fans Toys oversized version, whoever made that version. I seen some Jimbao are making some, I think, Legend Seekers, which are probably offshoots of, or the KOs, I should say, not offshoots, KOs of either DX9 or Magic Square or New Age. They all may see some of the reasoning, I believe, behind so many Legend scale products coming out these days. For one, it's less costly for the actual company. I think they have less of a overhead for Legend scale. Not seams, I'm sure, because of less plastic. Just that basic less plastic goes a long way. Less space for them to reproduce, less time for them to produce it. I'm sure engineering still takes, because a lot of them are engineered well, but with all those other aspects being less, I think that plays a lot into it. They can take more chances. They can put out different characters that they may not put out as a masterpiece, because one masterpiece product could make or break a company depending on how the company's going. I believe, anyway. It's a lot of money, and I think people underestimate how much it is to make these figures for companies in bulk. So we got that as a reason. Two is consumer base. I think a lot of consumers that aren't into masterpiece are starting to get into the legend scale MP. I just call it Legends MP just for lack of a better term. It's just the higher end. I'm considering the higher end legend scale pieces as kind of a masterpiece version of a smaller masterpiece. So now that we got that out of the way, now that you're not totally confused, out of super confused now. If you wasn't confused before, you're confused now. I'm hoping I want to get into this topic. Maybe on Mozcast, I get into this topic if they will. Maybe I can be on there again and they will. We'll talk about this. I think it's a good topic to talk about at length. I don't want to go too deep in this video, just because I just want to have a little discussion. And by all means, leave comments. Let me know if I forgot any companies. I'm sure I have. But back to the reasons. Consumer base. I think that's a big reason. Money is tighter these days for some. I'm not in everybody's pocket. I know some people are not affected or even are doing better with the pandemic, but it's not, for most people, it's not that. And so there's money. They still want to collect. The cost of buying legends is less, even though they are creeping up, and that's a different discussion we can have. I think that coincides, the creeping up in price coincides with the popularity of the product, which is always supply and demand. That's always going to happen. Now, whether it's artificial or whatever the case may be, if companies are just arbitrarily doing it, that's something different. That's a different topic as well that we can get into, maybe a different video. But yeah, costs. I think that's the biggest ones. Cost to the company to produce and costs for the consumer. And the fact that they can make more characters. So people can get in this. And I think the third one is space. Is a lot less space to display legend scale than MP scale. You can see behind me my MPs, a lot of my MPs, and I got MPs over here, I got MPs over there. Like, I got some legends down in the bottom, but I mean, legends up here too with my MPs. And that's another lure for people, is to display with different figures. I love displaying my legends with my MP big bots because it gives them a more of scale, gives them more. Even though they're bigger than the MPs, they still aren't like in scale as much as I would like. So that's the lure for me for legend size. So the players, I think the companies are doing really, really well, or doing good as far as designs, figures they're coming out with. I just think their scale is all over the place. So, and I think that's a business move by the companies. I think it's 100% on purpose. I think New Age came out, at least I had Magic Square first. Then I saw New Age. I don't know which one was first, but New Age came out and they're a bit smaller than Magic Squares. Some of the characters are a bit smaller overall. I think they're more in scale with each other. Like, they have a better scale with each other than maybe Magic Square has with each other. Guys, I think they're fun. They're easy to manipulate. Like, when I wasn't working from home, when I was at the office, I had a bunch at the office on my desk. And, people always ask, like, nobody seen like this dude got toys at his office, but it was fun. It was fun. It was funny. People always asked about them when they seen them. Some people were into little other collectibles and stuff, and they were interested in them. They're just cool. And then they're cool to mess around with. Lunchtime, I'll sit there, eat, transform one. They're great. They ain't take up a lot of space. It wasn't like when if I had my MPs there, like, they would be like, what is going on? Like, so I think that aspect is great. I think all around the legend scale bots are just a wonderful addition. I know MP is it seems to be trickling down. That's a conversation I would like to have as well. The state that MP is in, Masterpiece, like third-party Masterpiece to be exact. I just think there's a lot of different factors that's contributing to them it going downhill. Some companies disappeared, companies are gone. I think that's the other issue. And we're not getting as many MPs, so people are trying to get their plastic fixed somehow, so they're going for Legends. Even people that were not going to buy them initially, or not collecting Legend scale initially in the beginning of their collection. So that I think that I covered most of the stuff that I wanted to cover as far as talking about Legend scale. I probably should have did it in the beginning, but I know some people get Legend scale confused when they hear Legends, because you have Takara Legends, which is the overseas, the versions of the Hasbro figures, like the main line. So you have that. I know some people get confused with that. They don't understand that Legends come from the actual Hasbro scale of Legends figures. Like their figures were small. The Legend size is always smaller. So third party, you just started calling them Legends. But they don't actually, call them Legends. Just like they don't actually call them Masterpiece. They just say like Masterpiece size or whatever, because Takara started Masterpiece versions. So that's about it. If you have any questions on Legends, if I can answer them. I know sometimes I get confused. Like I said, I don't know everything about everything. Like I know a lot about a lot. Like it is, that's just what it is. So sometimes I'm just looking, if you're wondering, I'm looking at some of my Legends now, just trying to figure out, because I know I have a Legends video that you can check out where I go over some of the figures. And I get some of those wrong because I don't remember. Because you had Papa Toys too. I forgot about Papa Toys. I got some of those wrong. I got some Papa Toys that I didn't know, because they also have some unique designs, and they have some KOs of stuff. So I'm not sure which is which sometimes. I try to do my research, but it doesn't always happen. All right. So I will get up with you in another video. Actually, speaking of Legends, I have a couple Legends coming. I have a Legends Tracks from MFT, and I have the Peach Girl from Magic Square, which is kind of like super deformed. And I also have the trailer coming for X-Transbots, and I will be getting those videos out as soon as possible. As soon as I can get everything down. I know the trailer is going to be a nightmare. I already seen some people haven't watched whole reviews because I don't want it to enter my brain, but I seen some of the transformation, and I know it's going to be a nightmare, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to try to do a review with base mode and final Minosaur mode. Just so I haven't seen anybody do base mode yet. I guess it's that hard. Hopefully I don't break it. All right, I'll get up with y'all in the next one.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.